So students, after seeing the first 50 questions, now we'll try to see what are all important or what are the answers for the next 50, right? So first, to begin with reference to the religious practices in India, right? So yes, so with reference to the religious practices in India, Stanakwasi is associated with B, that is Jainism, right? And then when we talk about 52, here they have asked about the stones which are actually used. So one is white marble, Buland Darwaza and Kankan. Here we try to see along with white even black marbles are used, but as they have not given only, we are considering that this statement is right. But when we talk about Bara Imambra and others, marble is not there in that. So because of that we are saying that this statement is wrong. So the option we are choosing is A. And then when we see about the diamonds and diamond mines in India, it is Jean Baptiste Tavernier. Here this guy was a merchant who has travelled almost around 6 times to India, and he has actually sold or given diamonds from India. He has explained about it to the French and all, so that is important. And then 54th is a direct question from Indian history. Who among the following is a future Buddha? He is yet to come. That is Maitreyi. Very, very important to you, and I hope you people have answered it correctly. And then subsidiary alliance, when we say, one important thing you should know is that it was aiming at maintaining a larger standing army, especially at others' expense, because they wanted to expand as much as possible. And Napoleon danger was there, so even that statement is correct. To secure a fixed income to the company, the main aim of subsidiary alliance was not income to the company. Will it establish British paramountcy over the Indian state? Yes, right? So which does not apply. So the option is C. And then when we talk about the next one, it is with respect to legal tender money. That is about the currency and the coins which are in circulation. So you can see the D1, that is metallic money in circulation in a country. So it is not only metallic money, but also the currency notes and all comes into picture. So what is correct? So if you give this currency or coins to anyone to whom you have to pay, he has to accept it in settlements. So the option is B. And then when we talk about 57, so whenever government try to provide anything freely, then definitely there will be opportunity cost. What is opportunity cost? There will be some negativity because of that particular thing. So it cannot be zero and it cannot be ignored. Subsidies and all whatever is given cannot be ignored. But mostly we try to say that transfer payments and all, usually it will be transferred from the consumers of the product, that is whoever is getting the benefit, to the tax paying public. Usually you might listen where people say that many people in JNU who are anti-national, they are actually running their show from the taxpayers' money. All this comes into picture. So this is what we feel. 57C is correct. But there is a probability that when the opportunity cost is transferred from the consumers of the product, first it may be to the government and then it may be transferred to the tax paying public. So if they think from that point, then D may be correct. So 99% possibility C is the correct option for this. Next, increase in absolute and per capita real GNP. See here, do not connote. So if we say yes, there is real GDP or real GNP, there has been increased, but it is not a meaning of high level of economic development if poverty and unemployment does not increase, right? Sorry. So here we try to say that poverty and unemployment, if it increases, along with that if GDP is increasing, then it is not the true development. That is, whenever GNP increases, poverty and unemployment should decrease. So that statement is actually Correct. Then when we look 59, so we are talking about human capital formation. All these are directly taken from the NCERT books. So when we talk about human capital formation, increasing the knowledge, skill levels and capacities of the people of the country, right? Along with this, whatever we call as human capital is not the tangible wealth, it is the intangible wealth. So the option is 2 and 4, that is C. And then when we talk about the 60, that is like India is a high saving economy, that is right. But because of this, there is no need of increase in the output. Why? Because the amount of capital required to produce the output is usually high. So whenever there is high capital to output ratio, then usually with increasing savings, we will not observe increase in output. Then we have 61. After the Santal uprising subsided, here you should know once it reduced. So you had territories called as Santal Paraganas, this is correct. And it became illegal for a Santal to transfer the land to a non-Santal, this is also correct. Because you have to transfer the land from Santal to Santal itself. So both 1 and 2 are correct for this particular option. And then when we talk about 62, right? See here, economically, this word is very, very important. It's not socially or anything else. One of the results of the British rule in India in the 19th century was commercialization of Indian agriculture. Here we took this option from NIOS, which clearly talks about, right, commercialization of Indian agriculture is the impact of the British rule. And then this is a direct question from Lakshmikant, Article 356, whenever is imposed, the powers of the legislature of that state shall be exercisable by or under the authority of the parliament. Here the president can make laws relating to that state is wrong. It is parliament. So the option is B. And then when we look at this, right, you have 64. The option is A, 1 only, because the Sujni embroidery is from Bihar and Jamdani saris are from Andhra Pradesh. So it is 1 only. And then when we talk about 65th, right, a direct question, GPS technology is used for all the 3. So it is 1, 2 and 3 only. Banking operations, if you are aware, then it's very easy for you to tell that it is 1, 2 and 3. Then when we talk about 66, that is, the Reserve Bank of India manages and services not only Government of India services, but also of the state government. So this option is wrong. Treasury bills are issued by the Government of India and there are no treasury bills issued by the state governments. So this statement is correct. And offer are issued at a discount from the par value. Again the statement is correct. So the option is C, that is 2 and 3. I hope these are all factual data. You should be aware of this. From the paleomagnetic theory, I have clearly explained you that the Earth's magnetic field gets reversed once in few thousand years. And then in the beginning, the amount of oxygen was not 54%, it was very less. Over a period of time, as organisms evolved, right, we got more amount of oxygen. When living organism originated, they modified the early atmosphere of the Earth. The statement is absolutely correct. So it is 1 and 3. When we are talking about the terms like WannaCry, like this clearly shows that the answer is cyber attacks. So these are some of the takeaways this year. 69. So this is bit interesting. When we talk about the conservation agriculture, here I am just trying to tell you, see guys, the main important point here is normal cultivation and conservation agriculture. There are some articles of FAO. We went through that and what we observed in those articles were, the main ambition is to avoid monoculture practices because that would lead to depletion of the soil. So avoiding monoculture is correct. Tillage, whenever it occurs, soil erosion usually takes place. So minimum tillage should be adopted. Again, this statement is also correct. Now, when you look at avoiding the cultivation of plantation crops, right? So this we have doubt. Next, using crop residues to cover soil surface, this statement, they don't give or they don't use this language directly, but they try to say that soil has to be covered with some residues so that soil erosion can be avoided. So this statement is in a different format. Adopting spatial and temporal crop sequencing and crop rotations is there. So 1, 2 and 5 are absolutely correct. But you don't have 1, 2, 5 directly and you don't have 4 also. So the option that you have is 1, 2, 3 and 5. So we are not sure if we are taking FAO whether it is 1, 2, 3 and 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we are saying in the given options B may be correct, but if there is any other proof or if you are looking at Indian agriculture separately, we are not aware what is the correct option, right? So we feel it is D. Then you have 70th one, mass extinction, right? For this the option is D. Mankind's overexploitation or misuse of natural resources, fragmentation or loss of natural habitats, destruction of ecosystem, all these are the reasons what we call as mass extinction is taking place. And then when I am talking about capital adequacy ratio, right, what is capital adequacy ratio? Is the amount that banks have to maintain in the form of their own funds so that there won't be bankruptcy. So the statement is absolutely correct. CAR is not decided by individual bank, usually it is determined by RBI along with the Basel norms. So this was discussed directly in our core, right? To understand the newspaper, we have the recent one where from last 1 month we are releasing it, and from there you have got directly these questions. The identity platform Aadhaar provides open application programming interfaces, right? So when we are saying both 1 and 2 are correct, why? It can be integrated into any electronic device, and online authentication using iris is also possible. So both are actually correct. And then when we are talking about, right, so recently there were lakhs of people who are suffering from famine, right, due to war or ethnic conflicts. See, due to political crisis, if the question was political crisis, Venezuela and Colombia is correct. But as the question is war or ethnic conflicts, Yemen and South Sudan are actually correct. Regarding Wood's dispatch, which of the following statements are true? So here, when you look at the third option, right? So the problem with third option is English as a medium of instruction to all. As we keep telling guys every time, all, only, usually are wrong. So vernacular language was actually aimed at the primary. So that statement is wrong. So due to this the option is A only. And then when we talk about 75th, right, it's about the committee directly as Committee on Subordinate Legislation. And then 76, if we are seeing, see guys, the simple thing here you want to understand is it is not state, it is national. Okay, so as we are aware that the first statement is wrong, we are not sure about the third statement, but there is no 2 and 3. Second statement is absolutely correct. So because of that the option is B. And then when we talk about 77th, again a straight question, Sikkim is not there, it is Manipur, right? So 1 and 2 are correct. So it is B. And then when we are talking about the 78th question, right? So it is not Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So the statement is wrong. So the first statement is correct, 1 only. I have repeatedly told in current affairs sessions and all, please try to see what comes under which ministry. So again and again we are saying that these are the questions asked even now. Two-state solution, Israel and Palestine, is in the context of Israel. So again a direct question. 80th when we are talking, so here I want you to know it is not only for BPL, you might have heard that, like almost 50% of the urban people, 75% of rural people, together almost 2/3. And then when we talk about the Food Security Act, 18 years and above, if there is a woman, so they will be considered as the eldest woman of the household, and ration card will be issued in their name. So both the statements are actually correct. But when we talk about the third, it is wrong. So the option is A. Sorry, the option is B, because the first is wrong and third is also wrong. So the option is 2 only. 81 is a direct question, the geographical indications, WTO, minimum common sense you can answer. Yes, whoever is aware that Rajasthan is actually part of the peninsula will be aware that some iron ore mines will be present. Andhra Pradesh and Jharkhand have gold mines, so the statement is wrong. And the state governments do not have the power to auction is also correct. So the statement 1 and 3 are correct. That is 82. C is correct. Directly picked from India yearbook. Right? And when it comes to Beam app, yes, the first statement is correct and it doesn't have 2-factor authentication, you have 3-factor authentication. So 83 is 1 only, that is A. 84, among the cities, Nagpur, Pune, you can say absolutely not there. So it is Bengaluru. Then when we talk about International Labour Organization Convention 138 and 182, directly associated with child labour. 86, again a direct question. The first opposition party which was largest was not Swatantra Party, it was CPI. And then the second option is correct. Third option, it is 55 members, so that is wrong. So 2 only is correct. 87, right, in deserts to reduce what we call as water moving out. So the plants become hard and waxy, tiny leaves, thorns instead of leaves, all these are correct. So 1, 2 and 3, D is absolutely right. And then NSSO 70th round, bit difficult question. So here there is a factual error where it's not 60% but it is 45%. So this statement is wrong. So very difficult. I know most of you wouldn't have read this in detail. NGT guys, again and again they have asked you, if you have seen India yearbook videos, you would be able to say it is not established under CPCB but it is established under water pollution control. So the statement 2 only is correct. And then when we talk about 90, right, because of the recent judgment, this is in news, yes, the Parliament of India can place a particular law in the 9th schedule, but recently it was placed under judicial review. If you see books and all, they will say that 9th schedule is not under judicial review, but recent judgment has clearly made it that it is also under judicial review. So the option is A. 91, merchant discount rate, mainly important because of demonetization and all. That is a charge to a merchant by a bank for accepting payments from his customers through the bank's debit cards. So that is C is the option. And then when we talk about 92, that nuclear suppliers group multiple times we have seen. Yes, if India becomes a member, India will get access to the latest technologies, but you do not become an automatically member of nuclear non-proliferation treaty. So the option is only 1. And then when we talk about the next, that is with respect to equalization of tax, it is not income tax but it is Finance Act. So the statement is actually wrong. Yes. And then when we are talking about this, so the non-resident entities that offer advertisement services in India, right, can claim a tax credit. So they do not get any tax credit. So the option is D, that is neither 1 nor 2. And then when we see 94, right, so if you see second one, the central government has domestic liabilities. Actually central government has more domestic liabilities than the state government. So the second option is actually wrong, and remaining 1 and 3 are right. So the option is 1 and 3 only. Right? And then when we are saying 95, right, the quantity of imported edible oil is more than the domestic production of edible oils in the last 5 years. Yes, so the statement is actually correct. The government does not impose any customs duty is wrong, because recently on palm oil there was customs duty. So the option is A. And then when we talk about 96, direct question, Mazzini, Garibaldi, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Aadhaar card can be used as a proof of citizenship is wrong. Domicile is correct. So we are saying that the statement may be wrong because they are talking about citizenship. Next, once issued Aadhaar number cannot be deactivated is wrong, because if a person dies, it will be automatically deactivated. So the option is D, neither 1 nor 2. Okay. See guys, most of the things which are in news and whatever modifications have been done in the news is asked rather than the questions from the standard books. So what is more important is current affairs is more important for you rather than just reading any standard book. If you read a standard book and if you don't follow it up, then the problem actually comes. Apart from Black Sea, if you see Aral Sea and Lake Baikal, both are sinking. So the option is 1 and 3, that is D. Rule of law index is directly from our indices where we have given about World Justice Project. And which one of the following links all the ATMs in India? It is National Payment Corporation of India. Again, this was discussed in the core. So guys, we just keep on telling you that just follow one thing in detail. If you had followed our magazines, if you had followed our test series, India Yearbook Economic Survey, right, and the recent one core, all this, you could have easily answered 35 to 40 questions. I keep repeating, we can predict from which area question will come, but we cannot predict what will be the exact language of the question. So if you people would have just read those in detail from websites, that should have been enough. We know that the paper is really difficult, so most of the students whom we are talking have not really done well. Given the difficulty and the number of seats, because of the difficulty if the number of seats were more, we could have easily told that 85 to 90 is the cutoff, but as the number of seats are also less, so anyone who is above 90 can be sure in general merit that you will be clearing, provided CSAT you have done well. Please start preparing guys. This year most of the students will be thinking whether to prepare for mains or not. Just start following the series and all and start preparing for mains. Again and again we keep telling, it's only those people who have prepared for mains well, you will be in the final list. Those people who want to start their mains preparation now, you have to start immediately. Even if you have doubt, my suggestion is it won't go waste. Why? You will be definitely writing next year. At that time you will be in a position to clear prelims, and also you will be able to prepare for mains simultaneously. So just keep your confidence high and keep preparing. And as we have told you, mentorship programs, geography optional, we have PubAd optional, test series, all these are provided. Those who are serious and who are willing to come to Hyderabad to have the offline coaching, you can come, and those who want to write from your own places, we have online as well. So we just request you to visit our website. You will be able to get all the details and you can contact us in the contact number given there. Thank you guys. Thanks for listening.